Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Peete and Pete. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you all had an amazing and safe weekend. So, Dabo Swinney finally, in the words of a lot of the haters out there, releases a video today addressing a lot of what's been going on at Clemson. I posted videos about this. You guys know where I stand already. He said a lot of the same things that I said. So now all the people out there that have been spreading hate all over the internet, and I'm not just talking about fans. Social media is a funny place. People say all kinds of slanderous things about coaches and players and everything else on social media. We know that, but a lot of journalists have taken place in this smear campaign of Dabo Swinney, this program he's running. And today, I think a lot of them guys are gonna have to eat crow. Unfortunately for them, we're gonna go ahead and watch this apology real quick, and this comes from ClemsonTiger.com, I think. Yeah. Let's watch it.
Hey there. Been a lot of words spoken this week, some helpful, some hurtful, and I want to take a second to address some of that. This is a historic time in our world and in our country. And as a coach and as a team, we will do our part to create positive change against racism of any kind, social injustice, and police brutality. I always have believed that actions are a lot louder than words. And I love our team for the actions that they have already taken with a great town hall meeting, lots of communication in our position meetings. We had a wonderful senior meeting last week with just great discussion and just awesome to see and hear our young men speak and just wonderful brotherly love. We've got a team meeting coming up and many other things. So I'm proud of the actions that our guys have already taken. We're just a football program and I'm just a football coach, but Clemson has been a leader on and off the field for the past decade. And we will continue to be a leader and a light for many. We are a unified football team, and we will work to unify others by how we serve, by how we play the game, and by how we do our jobs as a staff. We have always had great leadership within our program, and man, this team is no different. It has been incredible to see this brilliant group of young people lead right now, and I'm so proud of them. This group of leaders on this team, they are ready to lead the way in being a part of the solution for this country. And I stand with my players, and I will help them any way I can to unify people and help create positive change. I want to address a couple of the issues that were talked about this week. First of all, I would say anybody who has been in our program, they know there's two words I don't want to hear. There's a lot of them I don't want to hear, but there's two in particular that I will absolutely call you out on. One is the N-word, and the other one is GD. I would fire a coach immediately if he called a player an N-word. No questions asked. That did not happen. Absolutely did not happen. It has not happened. A story broke this week, and the story was not in context. But what happened was I didn't know anything about it. It was a coach and his player, Coach Pearman and DJ, off doing a drill in a part of the field. Wasn't in front of the whole team or anything like that. And Coach Pearman was correcting DJ. He didn't do the right thing. And I think DJ or another player was talking to DJ, or DJ was yelling at the player. And DJ, just kind of, said something he probably shouldn't have said. And he said, I blocked the wrong effing N-word. And Coach Pearman, thought he was saying it to him, and he's mad, and he reacted, and he basically, in correcting him, repeated the phrase. And he said, we don't say we blocked the wrong effing N-word. And he repeated it. And he shouldn't have done that. There's no excuse for even saying that. It doesn't matter what the context is. But there is a big difference. He did not call someone an N-word. And so, again, I didn't know anything about it. Things happen. There's a lot of things I don't allow in our program, but when things happen, we deal with them. And sometimes it's in private, sometimes it's public. This particular case, the player came to me in private, and we handled it in private. And I think it's important to know because every case is different. But this particular player, DJ, I've known him his entire life. Coach Pearman's known him his entire life. But he brought this to me in private, told me what happened. I met with Coach Pearman. He was profusely apologetic, and he told me exactly the same thing. Also consulted with Coach McCorvey on it, and we moved on. Coach Pearman apologized, and we moved on. And I think it's also important to know this player's dad, he and I have worked together for going on 18 years. He's been my strength coach for 12 years. And the Greenlee family, their family. And so, there wasn't anything swept under the rug. There wasn't some dirty secret. We handled it head on. And also will say that forgiveness and grace, I think, is important. It's important for any of us. But I've known Danny Pearman for 30 years. And Danny Pearman is a good man. He's had incredible relationships with his players. You can call Dwayne Allen, you can call Jordan Leggett, you can call Brandon Ford, and on and on and on. He's had great relationships with his players. So this was totally out of character, but we dealt with it and we moved on. We have great communication within our team, and it was handled. The psych sit-in. We had players participate in the psych sit-in, and I would never tell someone that they could not go participate in something they believe in or exercise just their basic right. I would never do that. But as a coach, our job is to teach, to educate, to protect, to inform, and consulted with the staff. And I stood in front of the team, and the only thing I said to the team was, if you're going to participate, make sure you know what you're signing up for. Make sure you know what the agenda and the message is, the fine print, if you will, because you're not going to be Johnny Joe the student and go over there and just blend in. If you go over and you participate, you need to be prepared to be on the news and on ESPN and so forth because of who you are. So just make sure that it's something.
I just want to say something real quick. I'm scrolling literally in real time through Twitter and the internet, the rest of the toxic interwebs, while I'm watching this and while you guys are watching this. And I'm still seeing people criticizing him for this apology video, or not apology, but telling you what's going on. I mean, the man comes on here, speaks facts, and literally nothing he can say or do makes these people change their mind. Nothing. They don't care about real justice or changing young people's lives. They don't care about that. They care about outrage. They care about clicks. If you're one of these journalists, Dan Walken, guys like that, that's all they care about. They don't care about you. If you're a young black man and you're watching this right now, these guys that are spreading these lies on the internet, they don't care about you. They care about clicks.
That you really know what you're getting involved in. That was the only thing I said. The music, I was actually hiring Mike Reed, who is my now DB coach and has been since 2012, and was touring around, and we were down there by the locker room, and there was really music blaring, and literally every other word was an N-word, and it was disappointing, and I was embarrassed. Especially with Coach Reed, walking him around. And so we had a team meeting, and what was said this week is absolutely false. In fact, the player who was playing the music, he called me this week saying, "Coach, this is crazy. This is an absolute lie." And I said, "I know." But anyway, I stood before the team, and as I always do, I said, "Guys, I don't want to hear that word." And I'm trying to walk a coach around, and I'm hearing, the N-word over and over and over. Never did I repeat that word. So I wouldn't address that. And then the last thing is I had a T-shirt on that someone took a picture of me that asked to take a picture. And it's a shirt I've had for a couple of years. It's given to pretty much every coach by the National Football Foundation. And, that's been their promotional thing, I think, since all the way back in 2014. And I would just say any insinuation that I was trying to mock the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement, it is just an attack on my character. Just an attack on my character.
Same thing I said yesterday on that video I posted, or 2 days ago. It's just an attack on his character. It has nothing to do with the movement. It has nothing to do with anything other than attack. We're going to attack now. We'll find out the facts later. We'll get his side later, and then they probably won't retract their statements because they're too much of a pussies to do that.
And really sad. But I also will say I wholeheartedly support Black Lives Matter. In fact, I don't quite think that's adequate enough. I think Black lives significantly and equally matter. To me, just Black Lives Matter is kind of like, hey, we matter too. I think Black lives significantly and equally matter. All right? God loves us all. None of us are better than anybody else. It doesn't matter what the color of our skin is, where we're born, any of that stuff. All right? In the eyes of God, we are all equal. We're all first team. We're all 5 stars. We all got an eternal contract. And that is what I believe. And again, actions are much louder than any words that I could say. And I will tell you, I've always loved my players. I'm tough on them, but I love them deeply. And this past week, it has hurt. It has been hurtful to see the pain in my players, to hear it in their voices. I know they're hurting and they have pain for what's going on in this country, in this world. And it's also hurtful to see our program be attacked. But I know, and what I've lived my life by is God never says oops. God just says ops.
Uh-oh. He just said the word God. Right? A lot of people are offended by the word God these days. Listen, I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church every Sunday. I spent a lot of time as a young man, grew up in a religious household, like a lot of young Americans did. Nothing wrong with it. But there's some weird thing that goes on in the world today where just by saying the word God, you're a fraud. This is something I'll never understand. How is preaching love and acceptance and doing the right thing, when did that become taboo?
We have opportunity to grow, to learn, to listen, to get better, and to get stronger. And that's what we'll do. For 31 years, I've been in college football. 31 years. I've been coaching since 1993. And man, I've had some great young men that I've had the privilege of coaching. Young men that have gone on to be doctors, lawyers, CEOs, preachers, policemen, secret servicemen, coaches, bunch of coaches out there, a bunch of coaches on my staff that played for me. But more importantly to me, a lot of great husbands and a lot of great fathers. That's my calling. My calling is to coach, to teach, to inspire, to motivate, and to lead with love. I'm going to continue to do that. And I hope that my life has been my action. I'm not a politician. I'm not an elected official, thank goodness. But I do know, all right, that I have been able to play a part in helping to create generational change for many young black men that the good Lord has entrusted me with. I've been able to support.
Hey, imagine that. Here you got a guy who actually cares about his black players. You got a guy here that does whatever he can in his power to help them succeed in life. What a piece of crap this guy is. All he does is try to help them out and teach love.
Support them and help them create the change in the life that they wanted. When I got this job in 2008, the very first thing I did was hire Jeff Davis. I was interim October 13th, and on October 14th, I hired a guy named Jeff Davis. He was my neighbor. He's a great man. And I told Jeff, I said, Jeff, I want to create a player relations program. I don't want to, anybody that's going to be coaching football, I want you to help me coach life. I want to equip these young men with the tools they need for life. I want to teach them personal growth and social development and life skills and career development and all these things. And man, Jeff Davis, when we started together, he's been with me every step of the way. And he created Paul Journey from that. And it's unbelievable. Now we have 5 people, and that's all they do every day is serve our players and help create generational change through what we do here with this game of football. The next thing I did when I got the job, December 1 of 2008, is I hired one of the greatest men I've ever known, and that's Woody McCorvey. Woody McCorvey is not just a great black man. He's one of the greatest men in this country. And I told Coach McCorvey, I said, Coach, here's what I'm looking to do as a program, and I want you to come alongside me. Coach McCorvey's been a father and a mentor for me for 30 years. He was my...
Look at that. A guy he considers to be his father and mentor, black man.
Coach at Alabama. That was a GA for him. And then I was his receivers coach when he was the offensive coordinator. And I wanted him to come alongside of me and help me build a model program in college football. And that's what we've been able to do, a program that truly loves, serves, and cares for its players. We've created a family atmosphere. We've created a program that has great communication, great trust and respect. Everyone knows what our common purpose is, and we have a genuine appreciation for each other, whether it be the bus drivers, the people that clean the building, the walk-on player, whoever it is. We have worked really hard to establish that type of program, and we will continue to do that. We have layers of communication from our staff meetings to our senior leadership meetings to the Swinney Huddle, the Swinney Council, the Paul Journey ambassadors, our accountability teams. We have lots of communication, and we will continue to communicate and continue to get better. So we have much more work to do, but we have taken a lot of action over the past decade to help create change for our players and our community. And we will continue to do that. As I said earlier, this is a historic time. And the time for change is now in so many areas that have affected our black players and their families for many, many years. And again, we're just a football program, but we will do our part to create great change in this world. God bless you.
Well, there you have it, folks. From the words of Dabo Swinney himself, you don't have to just listen to me come on here and defend him. He defended himself with class and dignity. I've listened. There's still going to be people out there that that's not good enough. You should have said something earlier. Whatever they want to say. Most of these people, 99% of them would trade their coach in a heartbeat for a guy with the character and the winning percentage. That's Dabo Swinney. Have a great day, guys. Pigskin Peete checking out.